Alrighty, guys, Andrew Bopros here. I wanted to do a little deeper, wider discussion to a question that was brought up on the live stream on Sunday. And this came from Aether. Aether's question was ultimately, who's going to be double teamed more this year, Khalil Mack or Joey Bosa? The interesting thing about that is we said Joey Bosa, but at the end of the day, they have to respect Khalil Mack. Well, in the NFL, you really have to win the one-on-one battles. That's a big part of the NFL, right? You got to be able to block the man in front of you and really win that battle, right? If you don't do that, then that's when they start doing double teams. Well, it's really nice to know that we have two edge rushers as prolific as Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa. The nice thing about that, it will dictate or limit what the offense can do, right? Because then they have to make a decision. All right, are we going to double team Joey Bosa or Khalil Mack? Well, that also limits what they can do offensively, right? Because you have a tight end or you maybe have a running back come out and chip. It's going to slow the plays down. And it's also going to become somewhat predictable if you know that they're always going to be double teamed on that side. You know, chip, run, chip, go to the inside. All these different things affect what the offense can and cannot do. And they have to respect the pass rush that we're going to be delivering to them. So let's fast forward to what we're going to see this year moving forward. This is really the deeper, wider conversation I want to have. So I asked myself this question: how are they going to defend or play offense against the Chargers defense with this prolific pass rush? I go back to the playoff game in 2019 when we lost to Tom Brady and the Patriots, 41-28 in the divisional playoff game, okay, in 2019. I remember very specifically watching a recap of that game and Joey Bosa saying to Tom Brady, "You're getting the ball out of your hands too fast. You're getting the ball out of your hands too fast. I need more time. I need more time." And Tom Brady said that's exactly the point. And Tom Brady, by the way, leads the league in getting the ball out of his hands fast. It's about 1.5 seconds. That's extremely fast. And that's really what a lot of players are trying to emulate now in the quarterback position. So it's important to get the ball out of your hands quick. So that means short routes, quick routes, wheel routes for the running backs, just very shallow type of passes, right? And that's how they beat us in 2019. I predict that that's how a lot of teams are going to have to play us this year, right? With our edge rushers and our defensive line the way they've been built, right? They have to get the ball out fast because you're going to have to win the one-on-one matchups and you're going to start seeing people get exposed, right? So when I break down the AFC West, I start asking myself the question, which teams have quarterbacks that hold the ball the most? Well, the number one is Russell Wilson. He holds the ball on average 3 seconds. It's probably expected because he does like to run around a little bit more. He didn't have a great offensive line in Seattle. Middle of the pack is actually Derek Carr and also Patrick Mahomes. They're really pretty similar, right? Justin Herbert is around 2 seconds, getting closer to about 1.75 seconds, right? So what does that specifically mean? Well, week one against the Raiders, that will specifically mean Derek Carr and Josh McDaniels will have to sit down and probably say, all right, Derek, you got to clean that up. You're around 2.5 seconds to get the ball out of your hands. You need to do some more shallow routes. I promise you. Josh McDaniels was the offensive coordinator when we lost to the Patriots in 2019. He is going to say, Derek, if you want to survive, you need to get the ball out of your hands. And that's what's going to start happening, right? They're obviously going to rush the ball. They're going to see what they can do. Hopefully our revamped defensive line will stop them. But then at the end of the day, look, you got to contend with two amazing edge rushers in Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa. So Derek Carr needs to, get faster at releasing the ball from his hands. So does Russell Wilson and really Patrick Mahomes as well too. He's not great. He's about 2.25 seconds on average. So again, this is why Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa are so amazing for us as pickups, because they're going to change the way the rest of the teams in the AFC West can actually play offense against us. So those are just some of my thoughts, guys, and it's a little deeper, wider conversation. But again, when we start breaking down teams we play against, we're going to have a deeper, wider conversation. But again, I think week one, Derek Carr needs to clean up the amount of time he holds the ball. I think that's going to be a big part of, we're going to see what happens. And I think it'll dictate a big part of the game for us, especially on edge rushing, especially on sacks, yardage allowed, so on and so forth. So let me know what you guys think. You think I'm crazy? You think I'm out of my mind? What do you think? Who do you think is going to be double teamed more? Joey Bosa or Khalil Mack? What are your thoughts? Ask some more questions. Again, thank you so much for listening, guys. Bolt up, don't punt, and I'll see you in the next one.